My name is Greg Tatro. I've been a member here at FIT for between 5 and 6 weeks, and this is my testimonial. I heard about FIT several times actually from a couple of friends I know through playing volleyball, and knew how much they loved it. And what I hadn't realized was how close it was to my work. I work about 2 minutes away, and I originally decided to join after I had convinced my wife that she needed to join because they offered kickboxing, and she'd been looking to get back into kickboxing for a while and never found the right place. So knowing that you could try the program out for a couple of weeks and not have any obligations motivated her to get in here, and then she told me all about it and said, you know what, I should do that too. My first day here at FIT, I was definitely nervous because, like with any new program that you start, you wonder if you can in fact do it. I had been trying to work out after my children go to bed, so I've been trying to work out at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night when all I really want to do is melt into the couch and watch TV. So my discipline for working out at night was not good, and I had put on some weight, didn't have the same energy level. So when I first came in here, being what I knew about it, I was hoping I could get through it and not be sore for a week. And I did get through the first day. I was surprised it was an intro class, with how hard it was, but I was able to get through it. Part of my primary motivation for joining FIT was in the fall of 2009. I got really sick with something called Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's not something most people have ever heard of. It's kind of a weird side effect to having an illness before. In my case, what happens with Guillain-Barré syndrome is you have antibodies in your system that fight off infections. In my case, I had swine flu. Typically, when your infections go away, the antibodies that fought them go away too. In my case, those antibodies stayed in my system and quickly attacked my nervous system and cut off communications to my arms, legs, hands, and feet. So over the course of 4 days, I went from walking and working to in a hospital bed, unable to feed myself, dress myself, take care of myself, do anything for myself. I couldn't walk, I couldn't use my hands, I couldn't do anything. And it was basically partial paralysis. I had some control over some things, but you need to have biceps and triceps, not just triceps, in order to get them to work properly.
Hello.
Hi.
So it is now November 3rd. Greg has been in rehabilitation for Guillain-Barré syndrome since last Tuesday, so it's been a week. And before that, he'd been on an IV for 5 days in the hospital. So he started in the hospital on Thursday the 22nd, I think. And he went to the emergency room also on the 21st, but they sent him home. So we're going to do a little test to see, what Greg can do so that he can see his progress. All right, so I've got it zoomed on you want to do this arm? So what is this? This is how high you can lift your arm right now?
Yep.
Okay. And
the other one is...
Okay. And now let's see your legs.
Legs work pretty well.
Okay, and he's got the sexy old man stockings on for circulation.
So same with like the hands, I can close them, but getting them all the way open is a challenge. That's as far as I go. So it's closed.
And you can touch each finger. And where are you with getting screws into cups and stuff now?
It's still a struggle. Same thing with this hand. I can close it, but getting it all the way open is pretty tough. And then my wrist tends to kind of hang, and I can't get it back up. Same with this one. Once it starts to go down, I have a hard time getting it straightened up again.
Okay. And can you do a sit-up?
That stuff all works fine. That stuff never was really.
So you have your abs and your triceps.
And my
Would you
back.
say your abs are 100%? Or not? Still not, even those aren't as strong.
Probably pretty close.
And your triceps are About what?
Well, since they're the only support I have from my arms, they're definitely weakened and fatigued. They're definitely not 100%.
And what were your milestones for today?
Well, today I walked with a regular walker for the first time, and I also was able to do steps, which I was terrified to do, but I did.
So I was in intensive care, and long story short, I was in the hospital 5 weeks. Went through rigorous rehab to the point where I had to learn how to walk, learn how to use everything again. Really, the thing I compare it most to is a toddler or a 1-year-old trying to feel out their body and figure out what things are doing. The difference with me was I already knew what was supposed to happen. I just couldn't do it. So over that course of time, I lost close to 20 pounds. And through rigorous physical therapy and things, I got to a point where I looked normal, acted normal. Everybody expected me to be normal. However, I wasn't normal. I couldn't sprint. I couldn't jump. I couldn't do any of those things that I've done all my life through playing sports and especially volleyball. And then my physical therapy ended because I was, from an insurance standpoint, ready to go off the physical therapy. Fast forward to having 2 small children at home, finding the time to work out is very difficult for me to accomplish what I was still trying to accomplish and getting back to 100% of where I was. A lot of those fast twitch things never came fully back. The sprinting ability, the quickness, the jumping, those things that I'd always kind of taken for granted. I'm not Michael Jordan by any means, but I could handle myself fairly well. So that was why I wanted to come back into something rigorous, something that could get me where I need to be, and I think FIT is the perfect place to do that. I have seen some improvements in quickness. I've noticed myself getting better at certain boot camp exercises as we go through them. I haven't played a lot of volleyball yet, so I'm not sure how that'll translate on the court. But I can already tell that certain things are better. My posture's better. My lateral quickness seems to be pretty good. Sprinting is coming around, and I'm in better cardiovascular shape than I was by a lot. And I've never been a cardio guy. Like standing on a treadmill and running can't be more boring. So being here and working at a high cardio rate throughout an entire hour is really good for me. And I don't even think of it as cardio work, even though it really is. The community atmosphere at FIT is not something like I've ever seen before. Typically at other gyms that I belong to, I'm a member number. Nobody says, "Oh, hey, Greg, how you doing?" And whereas now that I'm coming here, I've met a lot of people. I've got to know some people. I've got to know all the instructors fairly well. So it's kind of coming in to see your friends as well as getting a pretty tough workout as well. So that part's been pretty refreshing and something that I actually look forward to when I come in every time. My favorite part of coming to FIT is never knowing what I'm going to be doing next. Typically when I would work out in the past, I'd have to think ahead of time, what am I going to do today? What should I work on? Now it's all done for me. So, with having a busy schedule already, I don't have to think about what I'm going to be doing at the gym. I know that's already all planned out. The instructors do a great job thinking it out ahead of time. I never have to worry about it. So I just show up, and it makes it as easy as possible for me. For someone new trying it out, there's really nothing to lose. You can go into a general intro class like I did, and pace yourself as much as possible. You don't have to keep up with the top-notch physical specimens that come here. You can kind of go at your own pace and do what works best for you. Now I have limitations that I've never gotten past from my illness, and no one ever pointed a finger at me and looked down upon me. There's no judgment as to your abilities here. I still feel lucky every day that I can drive my car, I can pick up my kids, I can walk here, I can do box jumps, I can do these things, so every day I feel fortunate, it may not always be in the forefront of my brain, but whenever I get frustrated with something that I'm not able to do well here, I take a look in the mirror and say, you're lucky to be here in the first place.